My name is Lamar Laing, and today I'm going to show you how to get your WordPress site set up for free. We're going to go through the back end of WordPress so you're familiar with what you can and cannot do on the platform. We're going to go through the pricing, and we're going to go through the different products and features that WordPress offers. So let's dive in. WordPress.com is a hassle-free WordPress hosting service. They also offer WordPress hosting, WordPress for agencies, an affiliate program. You can register your domains. They have a AI website builder, a traditional website builder. You can create blogs, newsletters, professional emails. They also offer web design services and e-commerce. In addition to all that, they have an enterprise solution that's typically for bigger companies, but it's essentially WordPress at scale. They call it WordPress VIP. Some of their clients include Salesforce, News Corp, Al Jazeera, Meta, HelloFresh, and much, much more. So WordPress.com is definitely the home of the WordPress platform. WordPress offers themes. You have hundreds, thousands. I would be surprised if there aren't hundreds of thousands at this point of themes that you can use for all different type of use cases. So let's say you want to create a blog. There are unlimited themes for you to use. Portfolio websites, if you're a web developer, designer, marketer, if you have any type of work that you've done, you can create a website to do that as well. Businesses, various types of businesses. If you've got a static site that offers a product, or if you're a restaurant that just wants to show off your menu, you can get set up in WordPress. E-commerce stores, you can do the same with something called WooCommerce. And I'll get into WooCommerce later, but it's essentially WordPress's version of what Shopify offers. Design, real estate, health and wellness, newsletter, landing pages, and more. So it's pretty robust as far as that goes. Now let's check out plugins. In addition to themes, WordPress has hundreds of or thousands of plugins for you to choose from in order to make your site more dynamic and user friendly. You can manage your SEO with WordPress. You can manage different types of forms. WooCommerce, you can sell subscriptions. You can set up your Google Analytics. You can set up various accounting softwares. You can set up different types of CRMs. WordPress is really great because it allows you to integrate whatever you're using into your website. So definitely check out the plugin offerings and go through these lists: search engine optimization, e-commerce and business, booking and scheduling, events calendar, social, email. Go through these. It will give you an idea of what you can and can't build and what you may need to plan for. So let's say you want to build an MVP and you just want to get something very small working to prove the concept. You can then plan and say, hey, I know I need to integrate forms, so I can use this form manager, but I can't do this at scale. So I'm going to need someone to help me do this at scale down the road. Same thing with all these plugins. You can think about the plugins as a different like department that you can manage in your IT department, in your marketing department, on your WordPress site. And then you can grow from there. It's really powerful if you have imagination. Build faster with patterns. So this is build anything with patterns, choose from a library, drive into hundreds of expertly designed, fully responsive layouts, and bring any kind of website to life faster. Okay. Yeah, so essentially this is a part of their builder offering. So let's jump into pricing. Now let's take a look at the pricing options. $4, $8, $25, $45, and enterprise at $25,000. You can also start for absolutely free. So I think this is great. It allows you to scale up as you are growing. So You may start free just to figure out what you can and can't do, and then come over to likely premium and then business. If you're ready to get started and you know you're ready to hire a web developer, and you know you this is going to be your business platform, you may just want to jump in to the business or e-commerce plans instead of wasting your time doing the free stuff, because you're going to run into limitations, have to upgrade, and then figure it out from there. But today we're going to start with the free plan so you're familiar with what's going on. So I've already signed up. We're going to walk through the back end and see what's going on. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Click continue. They send you an email with a login link, so you're going to go over to that email. Now we're logged in. As you can see, there's a lot going on here, but don't be overwhelmed. Once you're familiar with this sidebar over here, everything is going to make sense and you're going to be able to get the ball rolling quickly. So on the home page, WordPress does a great job of getting you set up correctly. So we already chose the plan. We're doing the free one for now. So let's give our site a name. This is going to take us to the general settings area, and you can also find that in the menu on the left side. So let's go back home and scroll down on the left side and click settings, and that's going to take you to general settings as well. Like I said, once you get familiar with the left navigation bar, everything is going to make sense. So we're going to give our site a title, whatever your website name is going to be. Mine is Lamar Laing. Okay, tagline. The tagline is going to be the words that explain what your website is for, and this is going to matter when it comes to SEO as well. So I'm going to name my tagline Lamar's Tech Talks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Understanding the difference between posts and pages in WordPress is crucial for you to be able to create posts, create pages, and manage your content over a long period of time. By the end of this, you will understand key differences and use cases for post versus pages. You will understand purpose and use case. You will understand timelines and data relevance. You will understand navigation and organization. You will understand structure and hierarchy, content lifecycle, SEO considerations, and more. So a quick comparison between posts versus pages. If it's time sensitive, it should be a post. If it's displayed in a blog or a feed, it should be a post. If it's organized by categories or tags, it should be a post. If it's static content, it should be a page. If it can be nested beneath other pages, it should be a page. If it's evergreen content that will be relevant over a long period of time, it should be a page. If you want to show the author or the date, it should be a post. If you want great SEO and blog traffic, you should create a post and a page. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Timelines and date relevance when it comes to posts. Let's head over to our post section. As you can see, after we click our post page, in the left menu, we'll see a drop-down navigation with the options of seeing all posts, add posts, and categories and tags. When you're dealing with a post, they are time-stamped and have a publish date. As you can see, date. They can include the author, categories, and tags. Posts are useful for creating a timeline and archive. Now let's check out what pages offer. Pages are not time sensitive. Generally, the date won't be published, but you have an internal date where you can track when and who the page was created by. So that's why you'll also see author here. but the page generally does not display the author or the date, versus a post where the author and the date generally are displayed. Now, why create a page? When to create a page versus a post? If the information on the page will remain unchanged for long periods of time, you want to go with the page. This would include an about page, home page, a contact page, a resources page, a privacy notice page. Anything that needs to be static and consistent needs to be a page. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Now let's check out the navigation and organization differences between your posts and pages. As you can see in the left navigation under post, you can add posts, see all your posts, add posts, right? Manage your categories and manage your tags. We'll go into detail about the difference between categories and tags later, but for now, understand that these are your main options. Now let's see what Pages offers. Pages allows you to add a new page and show all your pages. Right now we only have an about, but we're going to delete this for now so you can see what it looks like bare bones. Now when it comes to organizing and navigating your pages, they can be browsed between categories, tags, and archives. So let's create a category. This category would be tutorials. A parent category is just another category that is above the child. Right now, tutorials will be the parent. So when it asks us to add a parent category, we will say none. Description. Make sure you add your descriptions to keep everything organized. Add category. You'll get a notification in the top that says category added. And you'll see on the right-hand side that your category has been updated successfully. Now let's go to tags. I generally like to have a tag and a category that are similar. That way I can filter them the way I want to in the future. Some plugins are optimized for either or. So you may run in a situation where a plugin uses tags to filter some information and your tag is consistent with your category. So you might as well have a tag that represents the category. Tag description, same thing. Add a description to keep things organized. Add tag. Once again, that notification's in the top. Tag added. Great. And you'll also be able to see it on the right-hand side, just like categories. Now let's go to all posts. And let's add a post. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Now let's take a minute to talk about the structure and the hierarchy of your posts. Posts are organized by taxonomy. Categories, broad, and tags, more specific. An example would be a category of tutorials and a tag of WordPress, WordPress.com, WordPress.org, video tutorial, written tutorial, right? So let's go back over to our tags, and we can do that by clicking the top left-hand W in the top left-hand corner. Go back to tags. So what would be a good tag that will fall under the category tutorials? Since tags should be more specific, we're going to say WordPress because we're doing a WordPress tutorial. WordPress related tags. Add tag. Next, we are going to, what will be another great tag that will fall under tutorials? Considering this the tutorial, we are going to say beginner. That way, when someone is filtering to find one of my great videos on how to work with WordPress. And if they're a beginner, they can click beginner. Also, it's not limited to beginners, right? So if they click WordPress, they'll see the beginner content that may be interesting to them. Now we have our WordPress tag and our beginner tag. So let's go back over to all of our posts, add new post, and we're going to call this Understanding Pages versus Posts in WordPress. Better yet, everything you should know about pages versus posts in WordPress. Now we are going to head over to our content, and since this is a pretty basic post, this is just for demo purposes, we're going to keep it simple. Voila. Great. Now let's edit some basic information about our post. Head over to the right-hand side, click post, and scroll down. You'll see status, publish, slug, author, template, discussion, format. We're going to go through each of these one by one. Status will just essentially tell you what the visibility and status of your post is. So it could be in draft mode, it could be pending, waiting for review, it could be in private mode. Only site admins and editors will be able to see that. You could schedule your posts, publish automatically on a chosen date, and it could be published, which means it's visible to everyone. So your status will tell you where your post is at a specific point in time. Publish, this will say immediately, or if you want to pick a day, it will automatically change. But we are going to do immediately. The slug, this is the link, right? So it'll be your website.com/date, time, or date, year, and then this slug. So everything you should know about pages versus posts in WordPress. When you create this title the first time, generally the slug will automatically update. Depending on your theme, that may work differently, but generally that's how it works. Once you come in, make sure you know what your slug is going to be and your title is going to be, so your slug can match the title. Author, this will show whoever the author is. You can change the author. So if you're just managing this for your team, the more users that have access, you'll see them here and you can click them as the author. You can choose a template. You can edit the template, create a new template, show different templates, discussion. So your discussion options are open, closed, and enable pingbacks and trackbacks. Enabling pingbacks and trackbacks are essentially good if someone wants to use your link somewhere else. So they may refer your link, and that's good for SEO. Those are called backlinks. We'll talk about that later. Open, visitors can add new comments and replies. So essentially anyone If you have a comment section, and all posts generally do come with a comment section. If you want to customize that, you can. But anyone can add comments. Closed, visitors can't add new comments or replies. Existing comments remain visible. So for now, we'll keep that open. And then the format is standard, aside, audio, chat, gallery, image, link, quote, status, video, etc. But generally, you'll just choose a standard format. Let's come down here to AI Assistant. So currently, WordPress.com has their AI in beta, but essentially, you can just use it to reword things, to generate an image and generate some feedback. Um, if you know what you want on your website, this is kind of irrelevant. But if you need AI's help, you can just generate a title there, which is pretty cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. You can also add an excerpt to your posts. It's optional, but it's important because when somebody like looks up your website online, the excerpt is generally the thing that'll pop up about that post. So if you share that post on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or something like that, the excerpt generally pops up under the page name, under the post title. So it's important to have a pretty good excerpt. For now, I'm just going to copy the text in my post and add it to the excerpt. Now we have our categories. Remember, posts are organized by taxonomy. Categories should be more broad and tags should be more specific. So broadly speaking, this is a tutorial. Great, now we have everything filled out. Now before we publish, let's review everything. Currently our status is in draft, but when we click publish, that'll change. When we click publish, it'll publish immediately. When we click publish, we'll have this slug. This will be my author. This will be my excerpt. Tutorials will be my category. Beginner and WordPress would be my tags. Now let's head up here and click publish. Whenever you click publish, everything you have in that post will be saved at that time. It's important to know that you can publish something, leave the page and try to come back and fix it. If you mess something up, you won't be able to undo that. So make sure you double check before you publish. And it'll tell you everything you need to know. It'll just reiterate all the stuff that's in your post information. So let's click publish. Boom, we've got our publish in the bottom left-hand corner. It'll give you the option to view the post. And there is our post. Everything you should know about pages versus posts in WordPress, written by Lamar Laing in tutorials. Let's click tutorials. When you click tutorials or when you click any category, it'll take you to a page dedicated to that category. Now we're at category/tutorials. And as you can see, it lists the post that we just created that was in the tutorials category. So as you add posts and to this category, you'll always be able to find it from this page. So this is great. Head back. Now, when we click our post menu from the home dashboard, we'll see our new post. Now, let's add an image. We can click edit. And we're going to head over to set featured image in the top right-hand corner. A featured image is the image that represents that page. Whenever you set a featured image, that image is going to represent that post or page throughout the web. Let's go to my media library. Let's select the file. Got a lot of images here. Let's find something pretty basic. Here we have our image. Click open. As you can see, it's loading. There's our image. Now we're in a screen called our media library. So whenever you want to set a featured image, you can upload a file and it automatically saves to your media library. So you can recall any image you upload anywhere in your WordPress site later. On the right hand side, you can affect attachment details. All your images should have an alt text because it's great for SEO. So we're just going to keep our alt text the same as the title. Alt text set. Now let's click set featured image. Now you see your featured image here. You can replace or remove it altogether. Let's click save. Saving. Now let's view our post again. And there's your post. Really easy, right? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Next, let's create a page. Go over to pages in the left-hand navigation menu. Click add page. As you can see, the first few options are templates. This is great if you don't really want to spend any time styling and you want a page quickly. You can click any of these templates and they'll load up with all the information necessary. So for ease, we are going to start with so you get the best understanding of this, we're going to start with a blank template. Click exit. Now this page is going to be called home. Now let's add some information to our home page. Learn the ins and outs of technical digital marketing with Lamar Laing. Now let's add another image. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. The images on your pages, remember, they should be evergreen. So when you're creating a page and you're putting an image on it, consider that this page will always be there. I decided to go with a picture that represented people on the computer learning from me. Now let's review our pages sidebar on the right side. I know everything looks familiar. It looks very similar to the posts, but remember, a page is different than a post. So if you're confused and you accidentally click pages when you wanted a post or post when you wanted a page, just look over here in your right navigation menu. You'll see page highlighted. With the page, you can also set a featured image. So we're just going to go and select our image of people learning from me. Now your alt text, this is probably a bad alt text because people probably won't be searching that, but your alt text should generally be something that people might search. And similar to posts, you have a status option, you have the publish information, You have slug information. For us, this is home. You have author information. You have template information, discussion, and parent information. All pretty much the same. You also have an excerpt area. And remember, we said your excerpts will generally pop up when people share your links. And it's great for SEO. So let's add an excerpt. Now that we have all of our information here, let's double check. This is our home page. Learn the ins and outs of technical digital marketing with Lamar Laing. Let's click publish and see what it looks like. Click view page. Here we go. Now, we see two of the featured images. Why? That's because we added an image to the content body of our page and we added a featured image to our page. Now, the featured image will generally always pop up before the title of the page and the rest of the page content. And you can see that when we go to the inspection window. You'll see that our heading, our H1 is here, and the rest of the content that was in our post falls underneath it. So this is the text we added, and this is the image we added. And this is the featured image we added. So how do we fix that? Well, does it need to be fixed? Yes, but generally you may want a featured image and you may want images in your page, but you don't want them to be the same exact thing unless you styled it correctly to where it doesn't look like this. So let's go back and update this. So let's remove this image, delete, click save, view page. For now, this looks pretty decent and you have successfully created your home page, or have you? Let's head over to view site. Now, why are we seeing our blog and not our home? Well, that's because you have to set your home page. So you can create any page you want and set it as your home page. Now, let me show you how to do that. We're going to click edit site in the top left-hand corner. We're going to go to pages. Click home. Click the three dots on the right side of that page selector and click set as homepage. Set as homepage. Now, when we go back to our dashboard and we click view site, there's our homepage. We no longer see the blog. Now, but why can't we go to the blog? Where's the blog? It should be in our top menu. Why don't we see a blog page? Similar to the home page, you have to construct your navigation and decide what should and shouldn't be there. You may have 20 pages, but only want 3 in the navigation. So let's go back over to edit page. Excuse me, edit site. Click navigation. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Now let's add blog to our navigation. But wait, how come we don't see blog here? Why can't we add it to our navigation? We see home. Let's head to the dashboard to figure that out. You can only add pages to the navigation menu or links. So you can link out to a blog page or you can link out to another page. So let me explain. Right now, we don't have any pages that says blog, but if we go to posts, we do have a blog. You may be wondering why we don't just see this post in our menu, because this post exists in its own timeline. The navigation generally is for static pages. how do we combine the power of our post and the power of our pages to create a blog page? Well, step one, we go to pages, add page. Now we're going to create a blog page. You guessed it, Lamar Laing's blog. Now, click add block, and you're going to see a few options here, but this is not all the options. Click browse all, and you'll see an unlimited, almost unlimited amount of options to add to your page. And this is the great thing about WordPress. There's a lot of plugins, widgets, blocks, building blocks for you to get everything organized and create a minimum viable product or a dynamic website. So for now, we want to see our blog post. So let's type in blog, and we have the options of blog roll, share the sites you follow with your users, blog stats, blog posts. Now, we're going to use blog posts for now. And it's that simple. You drag it in and you'll see your blog posts. So let's see how that worked. Publish. View page. Is that a blog post or a page? It's a blog page. How do we know? It's in our top menu, and it only shows an excerpt of the blog. When you click it, now you actually go to the post of the blog, which is at a different location. So it's the link structure would be something like date and post title, whereas any other page would be just the page name. So far, we've gone over timelines and date relevance for posts versus pages. We've gone over navigation and organization, and we've gone over structure and hierarchy. Now let's consider the content lifecycle. The difference between posts and pages and the content lifecycle is this. If the content appears on a blog feed, it's a post. If the content is part of a content loop, it's a post. If there's subtle syndication, so maybe something like a RS feed, you should be a post. If it's editable at any time, it could be a post or page. You can edit your posts later and keep the same publish date. Might be good if you want to update information that may now be outdated on the post. And lastly, if it's for a landing page or used for the navigation menu, as we previously discussed, it should be a page. So if you want people to access your blog, you create a blog page that shows your blog posts. If you want people to access any content filtered by category or tag, you'll create a page that shows that content filtered by the category or tag. Now let's take a minute or two to consider the SEO, search engine optimization considerations for posts and pages. When it comes to posts, you benefit from frequent updates and internal linking. When it comes to post SEO, you're going to benefit from frequent updates and internal linking. Blog posts are meant to be updated often. You might publish weekly or monthly posts or topics relevant to your certain niche at a certain specific point in time. This tells search engines that your site is active and relevant. Essentially, the more content you post, the more the search engines can crawl it, the more they'll recommend it because you're actively up to date. And it gives you an SEO boost. Google favors sites that continuously Google favors sites that continuously provide new and relevant content. You also benefit from internal linking. Each new post is a chance to link to an older post or an important page. This strengthens your site internal structure and keeps users and search bots moving through your site. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. A good example would be a post title 5 WordPress SEO mistakes to avoid. Might link to an earlier post, beginner guides to WordPress SEO, which might link to a earlier post, everything you need to know about WordPress posts versus pages. Another thing about posts and the SEO of posts is they're great for targeting long tail keywords over time. Now, what are long tail keywords? They're highly specific search phrases with lower competition but higher intent. A good example of that might be something like, instead of targeting WordPress, your post might target best free WordPress themes for artists in 2025. That's a long keyword, but it's something that has higher intent. Because if someone looks that up and they find your content, they're going to click it because they are super specific in what they're looking for. Now, why post works well for this is you can create dozens or hundreds of blog posts, each focus on a unique long tail phrase, which will give you higher intent over time, and beat out your competition with your niche. Over time, you build a content library that captures organic search traffic across many search queries. Posts also allow you to go deep into specific topics, perfect for answering niche search queries. And posts also allow you to go into deep specific topics, perfect for answering niche search. Posts also allow you to go into deep Posts also allow you to go into deep specific topics, perfect for niche search queries. Okay, now let's consider the SEO of pages. Pages are best for core website SEO. They represent the core structure of your site. They should be evergreen, high value, and central to the user navigation. Like we talked about before, examples would include about, contact, services, pricing, resources, privacy policy, etc. These are pages Google expects to see and rank highly when someone searches for your business or service. They're ideal for earning backlinks, which are other people linking to your website, featuring in your navigation menu. They're good for converting visitors into leads and customers. So think about, whenever you want to market a product, you don't create a landing post, you create a landing page. Generally speaking, because that's a page that Google expects to see quickly. Now, when you're optimizing your page, it should be optimized for high conversion keywords. High conversion keywords are search terms where the intent is clear. The user is ready to take action, buy, book, contact, whatever. There is a call to action that is clear and the user is ready for it. So when you're selecting your keywords, make sure they're high intent keywords. A good example would be custom web packages would likely intent buy, right? Book therapy session online, the likely intent would be schedule. Custom web packages, the likely intent would be buy. Book therapy session online, the likely intent would be schedule. Pages are the best place to optimize these keywords, hands down. Why? Because pages are stable, always accessible, and don't get buried in feed like posts do, right? So imagine if you post something 9 months ago and you've been posting every day for the past 9 months. When you want to find that post from 9 months ago, it has to do a lot more searching than it would if it was just a page in your website. At the end of the day, when you're creating a page, it should be used to showcase a service or a product, build trust, include CTAs, which is a call to action, or guide users to contact or checkout flows. And another great tip would be add location modifiers or industry specific terms to pages like affordable web design in Houston, or nutrition counseling for women over 40. At this point, you should understand the timelines and date relevance for posts and pages. You should be able to navigate and organize your different posts and different pages. You should understand the structure and hierarchy. Remember, posts are organized by taxonomy and pages are nested between other pages. You should understand the content lifecycle as well as SEO considerations for posts and pages. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.